halosha kuch in kachit jet tretlische kuyetak 30 miles kunu akota setan Midway ko vaji jet na night tal shin kuthakunan chu als et noch je ko noch in kat noch she kat noch la kat saklana katat jet Midway na night tal tan queen so kon li koli ni khat kwantak ni khat a chitti saklo ni khat kutens yete chan at so en chit the chan cha queen sheet got say is it tan noch en chit sit ta sit et li hat tan noch kuch en khat akat so chan he queen so kon chun na kuch kweda als et that ka khontai le chan chit ne dochel chiti kakani hi ka khontai Midway Lake so kon chut et kwano masit ho
What does it mean when the MC of the festival is sweeping the floor himself?
It means we're in for another day and gonna have some more fun. And I know it's first night, but you know, everybody arrives and trying to settle in and stuff like that. So I mean, the volunteers will come out later on. So we're just trying to keep it a little dusty off in case the dance starts. A little bit control on dust control. So should be okay.
You okay, Boogie? Yeah, right on. Rain or shine, night or day, broken back or not. So yeah, so we'll get things going here, hopefully pretty quick and everything will work good.
Howie? Oh, he's great. Oh yeah, Howie's awesome. Yeah, I like it. He done us right a couple of times. We played Inuvik a number of times. He supplied the stuff, you know, and it's been great. Except I didn't like his cymbals, so I brought my own.
We dance, kids play around, run around, we drum dance, and then you sing and you slap people. You know who's the best jigger? Me! Two of them. Two of them.
Let's have some fun for 2008 Midway Lake!
Music festival, it's kind of the fun part. We used to, people always used to enjoy anything and everything together, and they love dancing, and they love music, and it happened from way back.
This festival started actually back in 1986. 86, we decided to have one of our meetings get together for the community of Fort McPherson out on the land. So we went up the river a bit to a fish camp, and we were holding our meetings. People set their tents, and we had a little microphone, and we're holding a little session. And when it was over in the evening, we hear a boat coming. And one of our elders, Charles Cooey, was dying that year of cancer. And he was ready to go very shortly. And we hear a boat landing, and we watch who's going to come up the bank. And here was Charles Cooey, and he had two of his sons holding him, helping him to come up the hill. And one of his sons was carrying his fiddle. He was one of our fiddlers. And very quickly he gave direction, and a few pieces of plywood materialized, and got a guitar player, and that evening they played. they get some jigging, and we realized music is enjoyed by all.
It happened from way back, and it's been continuing on. It's now 32 years. The thing about it too is that our older people were playing music, and they continue to encourage the younger people to try and pick it up. And that's what happened. Now we have a lot of young people that are playing music, fiddles, guitars, bass guitars, and all that kind of thing.
Everybody is just sharing the music together and saying hello to one another, and some people never seen one another for years maybe, and this way you meet more friends, you know.
How do you like the music and the performers?
Well, performance and the music, sure, it's good. We have 25 to 30 fiddlers, so everybody just dancing whatever music they want to go on the floor with, so everybody is singing, and I know everybody is enjoying it, especially for young people, you know.
Well, we've always had remembering our elders as part of our weekend festival, right from the very start. And this year is dedicated to our Neil Collin, who was a great MC, a great dancer, a guy that would liven any room.
So they call it Devil Dream, and I like it. That's just like first square dance, second square dance, last one they call it breakdown, and it sounds like this.
He's really lively, Mr. Collin.
Oh, I like it.
Many times I lay down here and just listen. You could hear the music down there. I could listen here, and you just could hear him calling out square dance. Yeah.
He brought a lot of fun to our festival, and we bring bands up once in a while, every festival from the south, just to get a different taste of music for our people.
Take that home, just across the border. Fish round gold, midnight gin. It's a peaceful little place on the other side of town. Golden rain in the midnight sun.
A band would be playing from down south, and Neil Collin would be by the stage, and the band would just get into maybe 3 songs of their set, and he'd jump on the stage and go right to the microphone and say, "That's good enough, okay, let's get a square dance going. Come on, people." it's a good gathering spot. It's a timeout spot. Cell phones don't work here, and it's just far enough from the community where people can get here conveniently, and people can have a weekend with their families and others, and just meet, and then music and dancing, and have a good time with each other.
It started out with the 4 communities. Now it's just people from all over coming, and we join together and celebrate all weekend. Just feast and dance, visit each other. People pick berries, just share their delicacies, their food. Some of them save food for over the winter, and they save it all for the Midway Lake. They go fishing before then. Some people go hunting, and it's just a really good get together.
This is my first time at the festival. I'm loving it so far. Cutting meat.
One of the strengths of our people is once they get out on the land, the skills come back to them.
I was raised at hunting and camping, and you just are taught by my mom and my dad, my grandparents.
And in those early years, you see, as you walk around Midway, it's grouping of families in different campsites. And what was really important for us to learn was at those first Midways, when it came time to set up camp with tents, and it came time to cook on the fire, the most important people in those families were the elders that had lived that lifestyle. And so the young people really appreciated their grandmothers and grandfathers, because they could help them set up camp, they could help them set up the fire, and teach them what kind of wood to use to cook, and how to cook, and how to prepare the fish and the meat, that type of thing. So what we witnessed in those very first Midways was it brought families together, whole families.
Bella's making caribou head soup today. Yes, it's all about sharing.
What do you know about Bella's Cook Shack?
The best cook ever. Always have good food. Yeah. Always welcome people to come and eat to their camp or tent. Always like to welcome everybody to their camp.
We always make sure we cook a lot for people to come stop by, and we always have coffee, tea on right from morning till nighttime, and just seeing people happy. That's all we got to do. And here's one of our friends brought us some muktak from Nuvik. They shot a whale, so they gave the muktak. We'll cut that up after a while. And here's some kebab ribs. This one here is kebab head, all cut up. We're going to cook that for a couple of hours.
How many people do you think you'll feed this weekend?
A couple hundred, maybe. People, entertainers or whatever are going to come around. So, like I say, you're always welcome.
That sharing is a big part of our life as the Cochin people. Not only the Cochin people, but people that live out on the land, all the way up Mackenzie. We all lived that same kind of life years ago. You know, our way of life out on the land, in tents, in cabins.
This is not a political event. This is not a workshop. This is not a conference. This is just a gathering of our people and our families. And what we also did was we asked people to respect us being out of town, respect the site, respect the elders, and try to leave the boozing and the drinking at home.
This festival's turned out to be more than what we expected. And all the people have come here, and all the people that's had a good time. I especially like to thank you people because of the respect that the majority of people that came this weekend respected the one thing we had asked, that no booze comes into the festival grounds.
You're helping our young people how to get together without alcohol. And I guess this thing is happening for another, they started a few years back, they always have dry dance. And this is one of them, that festival, I guess, is they don't need any alcohol to have fun. Without it, people share and they know what they're doing and nobody's in trouble. And this way, we're passing message to young people.
With the amount of people that come together, Yukon, Alaska, Southerners, and our people that come home to visit, that this weekend becomes a healing weekend as well. We have so many families that hurt because of the losses of family members, the tragedies that we've endured, but this weekend they come together and this helps them.
It's hard when we lose people, especially relatives, sons, brothers, sisters. It's really hard. But we have to continue to support each other and love each other. Every day you get up and you love someone, you'll make that person happy, feeling good about themselves. You know, this young man, Trapper, he touched a lot of people in our community, not only our community, a lot of people throughout Canada, because he played a lot of hockey and he traveled all over. And a lot of people were touched by this young man. He had a very short life, but he touched so many people. You know, we come here to gather and to be with each other, and we have so much fun together. Sure, we run into little problems with alcohol and whatever comes into this place, but we continue to have fun with each other. With that, let's get this drinking contest going. Let's have some fun for 2008 Midway Lake!
Get out there and dance.
Cheer these little kitties on, Mitchie and Kensley.
The kids really enjoyed, especially my grandchildren, they love to dance. And when we moved here on Thursday, they said, we waited 1 year for this. We can't wait to go dancing. Sometimes they come in 4 or 5 in the morning. But we just leave the door open, they just come and go as they please. So yeah, the kids really love to dance.
Okay, we're just waiting for the guitar player. He busted a string.
So can we have all the elders come and line up on this far side of the platform here?
It's hard not to listen to the crowd though, because with the crowd, like hometown, it's kind of hard, huh?
Yeah.
And so you have to watch their steps and just
Yeah.
make sure that they're in tune with the music there.
Their movements
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good to start in the middle, start at 10. Yeah. Then you got lots of leeway to work
I
after
got
that.
a hobby, that's all.
fiddle has been with our people for a long time, and it took Charles Cooey to make us realize that it can be enjoyed. And he was a great leader in his time and gave a lot of us young leaders at the time advice and support. And so we learned something. And then we realized, hey, we can have a music festival. Well, you know, not only the larger centers can have festival, why don't we have a music festival? But we'll do ours different. Rather than hold ours in the community, let's hold ours away from the community, out on the land.
Big round of applause again for our elders category.